probably the worst week for me to feel burned out on wrestling. WrestleMania week. And it happens to be also two-night show pay-per-views. So, I apologize. I did promise you guys to keep consistent reviews at least until WrestleMania. If I need a breather, I will take a breather after WrestleMania. But, holidays, everything's screwed up. That's why we are where we are today. I am doing my preview and predictions during Monday Night Raw, even though I feel like if I didn't watch Raw, I wouldn't miss anything for WrestleMania. I wouldn't. So, we're doing this now. What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man, 1993. We are here, live, for my live preview and predictions of this week's first of two-night spectaculars. NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver 2021 will take place Wednesday, April 7th, 2021 on the USA Network, and Thursday, April 8th, 2021 at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Florida. Wherever in Florida it is. I don't care. Well, I do in some ways, but This is the first ever two-night NXT TakeOver event. So my overall thoughts about this card. I'd say for NXT still being, in a very weak period, this is not a bad card. We have a good variety of championships being defended. A good variety of people on here. I'll say some of these matches I'm pretty excited for. The other ones, there's some I'm just don't care too much for. Of course, there is a dream match. And I will hopefully maybe do some live reactions. Didn't decide which ones to do yet, but there's definitely some. Let me see here. Night 1, not really. Night 2, probably Finn Balor and Karrion Kross and Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly. Definitely Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly need some live reactions. That match, oh boy. I mentioned months ago. Hang on. Turn my TV off. Don't know why it started playing. Sorry, I had the TV on behind me and it's playing SVU and I should not have had that there. Okay. There we go. I just didn't want to get a copyright strike or anything. I'll turn my TV off. That's what happens when you feel rushed. Anyways, definitely though, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly is a money match. A match that I have been excited for quite a long time. So I look forward to that. So, of course, they do have advertised, they have announced this year, which I don't know why, which matches are night 1, which matches are on night 2. I feel like that's a little bit dumb because it's like you're kind of giving away which matches to look forward to. I don't know. I'd much rather would have been told, we'll just wait till that actual show began for us to determine that. But of course, since we're being told which night the show is going to be happening, I'm going to just, as always, put them in order of how I think the matches should happen. Even though one match was announced as the night 2's main event, I have a different match that should be night 2's main event. We'll get to that momentarily. So, let's just go through these. There's nobody in the live chat currently. Let's just see what we got here. For night 1, I think this is the most appropriate opening match for night 1. It is this number 1 contenders gauntlet eliminator 6-man match. It will be it is in order of how they're appearing, which I believe a gauntlet eliminator. I believe it's going to be kind of like, I don't think it's going to be like a casino battle royale or anything like that, but I think it's just a gauntlet match. It's a gauntlet match. What am I thinking? So I think the order is going to be Leon Ruff coming in at number 1, Isaiah Swerve Scott at number 2, I believe Bronson Reed is number 3, then Cameron Grimes at number 4, Dexter Lumis at number 5, and LA Knight at number 6. First off, I still thought the Battle Royale idea was kind of dumb, since half of the participants in that end up being in this match. I would have rather had these guys get like singles victories to be able to, proclaim them into this match. I would have much rather have had it that way. But the NXT North American Championship picture to me just seems so obvious. It's definitely one of the things I'm not super excited for. All I ask for though from this match though is at least, even though I don't have him winning it, it's obvious to me who's going to win this match. Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis is winning this match, because why would you have him in a storyline with Johnny Gargano, which I hate, when, he's already beaten the champion clean? Why does he have to qualify in this Gauntlet Eliminator? But the person that I am hoping comes out a bigger star in this match, of course, is Isaiah Swerve Scott. Again, I don't know why they randomly turned him heel. Why they didn't give him in my opinion, he should have won the Cruiserweight Championship, but he should be the one fighting Jordan Devlin on this show. I think that would have been, Devlin and Escobar is going to be good, but Isaiah Swerve Scott, that's something they should have capitalized on right there. I don't know why they've had to, turn him heel. It felt very unnecessary, but to at least give him some momentum, he's the one that I'm hoping gets, the Kofi Kingston run in this gauntlet match. I also think LA Knight should not have been in this match, because he already took a loss to Bronson Reed. I feel like he should have had something to give him some momentum. Now he's going to be in this match, and I'm pretty sure since Dexter Lumis is 5, LA Knight is 6, we're going to have Lumis winning this by taking out LA Knight. And why are they making a big hype for LA Knight? He's going to be coming in with 2 losses. I would have rather had him honestly, they should have just saved the match they had on NXT recently with LA Knight and Bronson Reed for this pay-per-view, just to give LA Knight, a pay-per-view victory. Because I don't get why they had him just lose to Bronson Reed like he did on on live TV the other week. I thought that was a little bit strange. But to me, this one's a no-brainer. It's Dexter Lumis. He's in the feud with Johnny, and he's going to win this one, I feel. Second match could be a good match, but to me it's just a random throw-in last-second match. Kushida versus Pete Dunne. I don't know anymore, guys. I just don't really see much of a future for Kushida in the WWE anymore. I don't. I thought he put up a good fight with Johnny Gargano. I thought he had a good match with Velveteen Dream. I think back at TakeOver 31, I think it was, he had that match, I think, yeah. But he just feels like he doesn't have a direction anymore. And Pete Dunne also, is the time there's a lot of guys, Pete Dunne, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. There's several of those guys who feel like they've been here for quite a while. Even though the main roster sucks, they may have to go to the main roster, because they just feel like they don't have much of a direction anymore. Are they going to have Pete Dunne win the NXT Championship? I don't know if they will at this point now. So, it may just be best for us to have Pete Dunne go to the main roster as well. So I think this could be a good match. I feel like on TV, this would be a great main event match for for a weekly TV show. On pay-per-view, though, right now I see it as being just like a good B-level match. Probably one of the weaker matches in the card is probably going to be. So maybe they'll blow me away and surprise me. I don't know. But I picked Pete Dunne for this one. Pete Dunne gets the victory over Kushida for match number 2. We have match number 3. It's for the vacated NXT Tag Team Championships. Recently vacated from Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch, because Danny Burch suffered a shoulder injury very similar to the one that Karrion Kross suffered in the match he had against Keith Lee for the NXT Championship at TakeOver 30. This match features MSK the Grizzled Young Veterans, and Legado del Fantasma in a triple threat match for the Tag Team Championships. I never know the rules anymore for triple threats or fatal four ways or any of those matches for tag team matches, because 1 week you'll see 4 teams play, next week it'll be 2. Same thing with triple threat matches. So to me, I don't know what the rules are going to be. This could be a fun match. I mean, I don't know though, because the weakest link in this match, I still say, is Legado del Fantasma. Again, I like Santos Escobar, but I don't know. Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza, to me, just feels like they still don't really stand out that much to me. They still feel like they feel like just like another Singh brothers or something like that. They're just lackeys for a champion. And to me, I feel like they haven't really gained much for themselves as Legado del Fantasma. I just don't really feel it with them. I love MSK, and I do love the Grizzled Young Veterans. My problem, though, is why are they facing each other again for the tag titles? I get it, there's injuries, it happens, but, it's like MSK had to beat the Grizzled Young Veterans to earn this opportunity. Just giving it to them again after they lost to them, it just seems like odd booking to me, of course. Even though there's those little nitpicks, I'll say this could be still a fun match. MSK and Grizzled Young Veterans had an awesome showing. I don't expect Legado del Fantasma to be any big highlight in this match. Maybe they will, and surprise me, I don't know. But I think we're going to give the tag belts to MSK. I feel like that was the plan all along. Even though I feel like, Grizzled Young Veterans are ready for a tag title run. Well, Grizzled Young Veterans, maybe I'll take winning. And then, because once they drop the tag titles, it's time to give Zach Gibson a singles push. I know Zach Gibson can be a single star. I still feel like they just made this tag team for him just because, they didn't really have anything to do for him as a single star. There was no mid-card title in NXT UK at the time. Well, there still isn't, but you do have the Heritage Cup that A-Kid holds. But I think this is always meant to be MSK getting the belts next, so I got them winning the tag belts. And maybe that can help rebuild a tag team division, because, dear Lord, tag team wrestling in WWE and even in NXT just feels so lackluster because there's just no freaking teams. So, I have MSK winning the tag title match on Sunday. I'm sorry, on Wednesday night. Match number 4. This one, I would say if it wasn't obvious to me who's winning this match, I may have done live reactions for this match. Because this match is going to be freaking awesome. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT UK Championship. This was a random last second thrown together match. Also felt like with all of Imperium making their way over to the United States. Walter's been champion now for over 700 days, I believe it is, because he is now the longest reigning United Kingdom champion. Even though he's champion, there really isn't much left for him to do over in the UK. I mean, the reason why it's obvious Walter is retaining here is because Walter is actually having a match on Thursday, NXT UK Prelude, from what I hear, against Rampage Brown. Which I would have, if it was a few months ago, given more time, I would have said Rampage Brown would have been the one to dethrone Walter. I don't see it happening, unfortunately. But to me, it's very obvious Walter's retaining here against Ciampa, but I still think this will be quite a physical fight. I feel like if done right, this could compete with Walter and Ilya Dragunov from last October when they had that match of the year candidate. Just my opinion. I think this could compete with that. I think it could be physical, it could be violent, and I think these guys could put on a clinic. But again, the thing that affects me about it though is, again, I just feel like it's just too obvious. Why would you have Walter advertised for the UK title on 2 shows, and it's obvious that, the main show he's on, NXT UK, he has a match against Rampage Brown, and there's Tommaso Ciampa that I can't see him. Like, why would who would want to see Tommaso Ciampa versus Rampage Brown? I mean, could be good, but Rampage Brown is not that big of a star yet. Even though last I saw from the tapings I've watched, he has victories over Dave Mastiff and Joe Coffey. But we'll see. This is still going to be good, I think. Walter and Tommaso Ciampa for night one, but Walter is getting the victory. And then the announced main event for night one is this NXT Women's Championship match between Io Shirai and Raquel Gonzalez. Look, I'm going to mention this, as I've probably said hundreds of times. I don't mind Raquel Gonzalez. I think she's good. I still don't think she's the most standout name, though, in this women's division. I still feel like there's lots of other women who are, that could benefit from having the women's title more right now than Raquel Gonzalez. I just think that she's not ready compared to like a Toni Storm, or even like an Ember Moon, Candice LeRae. I still think the person that should have dethroned Io Shirai was Candice LeRae. One, because the Way needs something else, even though, you did have Johnny Gargano win the North American Championship. We'll talk about that, of course, in a few minutes. But also, again, keep in mind, again, Candice and Io had history. And, it's like, that was like the prime person, I think, one person I think that could have been the person to take a title off of Io, and to keep a compelling story. But, that's not happening. I thought Toni Storm would have been the one. That didn't happen. Raquel? I don't know. Again, I don't dislike Raquel. I definitely like her much more than Nia Jax. I just still don't think she's ready. I still just don't personally think that she's ready. But they did have her pin Io in the War Games match, which I thought was a little bit odd and felt a little bit out of place. They gave her a big victory over Rhea Ripley with that last woman standing match. I am feeling like they are going to put the belt on Raquel. I'm not a fan of it, but I think that they're going to put the title on Raquel. I still don't think that's the right decision. I still don't think she should be the one to dethrone Io. I just don't. Again, I personally still just don't think Raquel's ready yet. She's good. I don't think she's a Nia Jax. I think she actually does have talent. But like I said, I feel like even though I think she's gonna win this, I don't think it's the right move, and I don't think, again, that she's the next big thing that's going to stand out to everybody for this women's division. Just my opinion. But I'm still picking Raquel to win the main event of night one. That's still my pick. So now we move on now to night two. And I think we're going to start off with the ladder match to determine who is the undisputed NXT Cruiserweight Champion. Is it the UK's Jordan Devlin? Or is it the leader of Legado del Fantasma, Santos Escobar? So, again, even though it mostly wasn't their fault because of, the pandemic, we've had two Cruiserweight champions now for 9 months, I think it is. Santos Escobar, well, when he was El Hijo del Fantasma, won the interim Cruiserweight Championship tournament, but eventually, the term interim kind of got thrown out of the picture, as Jordan Devlin pointed out when NXT UK came back in the fall. So, the fact that they kind of ignored us for a while, even though, it was obvious after a while that they just couldn't have, people flying in from the UK right now due to the pandemic. I kind of hate how they kind of ignored this situation for a while. But we're finally getting, a conclusion to it. Who is the undisputed Cruiserweight Champion? And adding the ladder stipulation to it, intrigues me too. I definitely like both of these guys. I know Santos Escobar didn't make Legado del Fantasma as big of a deal as I feel like it could have been. And I still like Jordan Devlin. Again, I've always been a fan of Jordan Devlin ever since the first UK United Kingdom Championship tournament. Um, Personally, for me, I'd rather see Devlin get this. Yes, he's over in the UK, but I feel like he got the bad rap and didn't really get to get the proper run. He's been cruiserweight champion for over a year now, for 14 months now, but he didn't fight for like almost half of them because of the pandemic. So I feel like he deserves a chance to still kind of have this rub and stand out in some ways. Like Santos Escobar, he not only can with the Cruiserweight Championship. I feel like it's time to move him on to something else. I mean, if you want to keep him and Legado del Fantasma together, that's fine. But I feel like he's done all he can with the championship. And, give it to Jordan Devlin, +2. If you have a separate championship over in the UK, that could help draw us a little more attention to the UK, as there is definitely some people over there that would benefit also from getting the Cruiserweight Championship as well. So I think it's going to be an awesome match, and I think Devlin should be the one to win the championship, and him to be the only Cruiserweight champion we have right now. So that's my pick for that one. Next match is another match that I really don't care about. This NXT Women's Tag Title match. Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, the Women's Tag Champions, the second ever Women's Tag Team Champions, taking on The Ways, Candice LeRae, and Indy Hartwell. If this stable actually gave me something to care about, I would definitely say give this to Candice and Indy. But one, that'd be stupid, because they literally just gave the titles, made them up for no reason, and gave them to the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic for the women, just in the same night for them to drop them to Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. It'd be stupid to already make a third NXT Women's Tag Team Champion already. It's like, next question is going to be like, are they literally the newest? Is it literally the newest? What's it called? The newest 24/7 championship with the women. So, but the other part of me is, they've had so many opportunities to make me take the Way seriously, and I don't. I do not like the Johnny Gargano heel character. I am tired of it. I want it to end, which is why I'll tell you my prediction in the next match. So, them actually trying to give the Way hope at this point, to me, is just going to do absolutely nothing. Have Ember Moon and Shotzi retain the tag titles. I mean, I don't care about them. I mean, yes, I care about Shotzi and Ember, but I don't care about the women's tag titles at all. Not main roster, not even NXT. There isn't enough depth, and to me, they feel, absolutely just pointless, just another toy. So, yeah. Tease more of a breakup with the Way and just end this stupid heel character for Johnny. Done just for them to change the titles again. So I'm picking Ember and Shotzi to retain. Match number 8 is Johnny Gargano versus the man who I'm thinking is going to be winning night 1's Gauntlet Eliminator, Dexter Lumis. Again, WWE obviously has always been very high on Dexter Lumis. I don't hate Lumis, but I also feel like they've made just a little bit of a big deal out of him. Being a babyface, stalker type character, I'm not sure again how he really would, get over with the crowd if they had a real crowd there that wasn't so freaking micromanaged. And then there's Johnny, that I've ranted about how many times. I'm just sick of this character. I'm tired of just seeing what they've done to him. They've literally taken the best babyface they've had in the longest time and turned him to the biggest failure of a heel, in my opinion. It's not funny anymore. So, even though I feel like it's very obvious and very overpushed, Dexter Lumis, again, already has a victory over Johnny Gargano. I feel, we've gotten a longer reign from Johnny, thank God, but not the way how I would love it to be. At this point, like I said, I can't give the women's tag titles to the way. Have Johnny Gargano drop the title to Dexter Lumis. Have the way officially break up. And have Johnny Gargano just go back to being a babyface. Because I can't take this heel character anymore. I just don't care about it. So definitely another match that I really don't care for is this match with Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Match number 9. Finn Balor versus Karrion Kross. What took you so long? I agree. Karrion Kross came back and he didn't go for the NXT Championship immediately. He had a feud with Damian Priest, which they had a pretty good match at New Year's Evil. Then he has this random feud with Santos Escobar. And they've really been back and forth booking him like a babyface and a heel within the past few months since he's come back. And I just find that odd, because why are we having Karrion Kross, who again was, until he got injured, they were trying to book him like NXT's Brock Lesnar and give him a monster push. You bring him back as a babyface? I mean, I get it. He obviously might have the sympathy, but to me, it's just like, no. Because, he had a ton of mileage left in his him as a heel. And I feel like, someone you've given as big of a monster push as you have had to Cross, he's got to be villain much longer than this. I don't feel like that Cross, again, has gotten over that much with the crowd. That even though he's getting a monster push, I don't think he can get babyface momentum right now. I feel like he's not the biggest fan favorite in the world. But with that being said, I think we're going to get back on track here and give Cross the belt back. There really isn't much left for Balor to do with the championship anyways. He's faced almost everyone I would have loved to have seen him face in NXT anyway. Put the belt on Cross and see what he can do, as he should have been before he got hurt at TakeOver 30. Now, it was originally announced that this was going to be the main event of Night 2. I disagree. This should be the main event of Night 2 of NXT TakeOver. Stand and deliver. We've got Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly in an unsanctioned match. There's two reasons why this should be the main event. One, it's unsanctioned. NXT is not responsible for anything that happens to the men in this match. They've taken things way too far to another level. They want nothing to do with it. So why would you literally have them have a match that's not technically not part of the show in the middle of the show? No one's going to treat it like it's a breather match or whatnot. Like, no one's going to act like that. Which is my second thing is, nothing's going to top this off. I'm sorry, nothing on this card is going to top off this match. The story, the history, the tension between these two. It's like these two are going to go out there and have a massacre. I mean, I can see this competing with Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa unsanctioned at NXT TakeOver New Orleans. I can see that there because I feel like this match could have, a physical side, but more of also an emotional side to it as well. Obviously, Kyle O'Reilly, still feels betrayed and broken by his former best friend, Adam Cole. Obviously, fighting him, I feel like, they don't always have to do this route where, the babyface still feels some type of a sympathy and soft spot for the heel. But, they could pull that off, or they could just go straight for the throat, basically, and have this be an all-out, street fight brawl that we got from, NXT. I'm not trying to compare this to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, but that's literally the excitement I have, for this match. Now, as far as who's going to win, I was all for Kyle O'Reilly getting the victory on this. However, I feel like there's unfinished business to establish who is where with the other members of the Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly to me is obviously the babyface. He is like the one that they're trying to push as the next big babyface. Again, Roderick Strong, obviously he seems to be stuck torn in between. Bobby Fish is one, of course, who hasn't been seen for months due to an injury. We don't know where he stands on this. I feel like the pieces of the puzzle to where the Undisputed Era stands, as all four of them, who they stand with, who they're against, I feel like that's all going to come out in this match. So, establish obviously, something like that. Again, this can't be a one-off match. I feel like you can get, this could be written to eventually be an NXT Championship match, where Kyle O'Reilly could get his full comeuppance and he could win the NXT Championship. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case. That's Ducey, Carey, and Cross win the NXT title. I don't know if that's the case, or, if, maybe Kyle O'Reilly is the one who gets the big upset and defeats Cross, and then he defends the title and retains against Cole down the line. I don't know. But this one has a lot of money into it, I feel like. And it's not part of the show, but it's going to be so freaking awesome. But because of all the chaos and because of all the questions that haven't been answered yet for this storyline, I'm going to give it to Adam Cole. I would have picked Kyle O'Reilly and have Adam Cole basically, this ain't over yet, but I feel like to make it more interesting and to make it not as obvious, I feel like the best route to go with this is to have Adam Cole win and have, the other members of Undisputed Era get involved in this match as well and kind of see, where everybody stands. That's what I think is going to happen, at least. So yeah, that's my preview and predictions for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver. Nobody in the live chat, but to go over my predictions one more time. Night 1, I'm going to say Dexter Lumis wins the number 1 contenders Gauntlet Eliminator. Pete Dunne defeats Kushida. MSK wins the NXT Tag Titles. Walter retains the UK Championship. Raquel Gonzalez defeats Io Shirai for the Women's title. Jordan Devlin wins the Undisputed ladder match for the Cruiserweight Championship. Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon retain the women's tag titles over the way. Dexter Lumis defeats Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship and just finally breaks up the way and ends this Johnny Gargano heel character, please. Karrion Kross wins the NXT Championship from Finn Balor, and Adam Cole defeats Kyle O'Reilly in the unsanctioned match, thanks to chaos amongst the other members of the Undisputed Era. And with that being said, it's going to do it, guys. Those are my thoughts. Those are my preview and my predictions for NXT TakeOver Stand and Deliver 2021. Guys, what are your thoughts? What are your predictions for this TakeOver episode? Are you excited about that? Do you think 2 nights is not going to work? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Let me know down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. And follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. Until then, guys, I'm checking out. Have a great rest of your night. I'll see you all later. Peace out, everybody.